Well, folks, a new journey has begun in the computing world with the presentation of the brand new MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro lineups, which is by Apple natively, which is the Apple M1. The thing that you're seeing in front is not a super powered MacBook Pro or anything. It's a base version of 13-inch with only 8 gigs, and I'm going to show you 256 gigs is enough for a Mac machine like this. You will see that this is a Apple M1, 8 gigs of RAM with 256 gigs of storage. I actually have got a DaVinci RESOLVE timeline open where I have completed my next project, and this is shot in 4K. So this whole project is shot in 4K. You are going to see this probably before this video is uploaded. Again, I can show you by going to settings, and you will see that the project settings are 3840 by 2160. I will open up Blackmagic Raw test. Now 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage. You can always see my CPU and RAM out here. Let's start with something that I always do, and I wanted to buy a laptop dedicated for it. It's going to be 4K. Now in 4K, let's check the speed. 4K at 60 FPS in CPU, and look at GPU at Metal. It can handle 4K at 219 FPS. A base version. This should be more than enough for a lot of 4K creators, those who are just shooting 4K and everything. Now I do have an Auto Evo which shoots at 6K, and I occasionally use the 6K footage. For that, we are going to check about 6K, though you can get all the results out here that it can do 6K and stuff like that. So we'll stop that. We'll go for 6K, and you will see that it can do 6K up to 27 frames per second, which means that even if you are doing 6K 24 frames project, you're still good. And in 6K Metal or GPU score, it has 85 frames per second. That means that this is so amazing that you can complete a full-on 6K project at 12:1, which is the highest kind of rate of compression. I mean, usually everybody does 6K 8:1, but 12:1. What about 8K? Let's do 8K 5:1 and see what's the scenario. 8K CPU 15 frames per second, which means that there'll be a little bit of glitch while you are reviewing the footage, but on scrubbing there should not be any problem at all. Now watch this. What I'm going to do is that has never ever happened in any of my Macs, even with the highest amount of GPU and everything, is going to be multitasking before the Mac spinning wheel of death comes up. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to open up Safari, I'm going to open up Mail, I'm going to open up Apps, I'm going to open up Photos, I'm going to open up FaceTime, I'm going to open up Calendar, I'm going to open up Contacts, Reminders, Notes, TV, and I'm going to open up Music, Podcast, News, No Keynote, Pages, Numbers. Watch my CPU. My CPU still sits at 23%. My RAM is at 68%. Like, how is it so? I have got more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 tasks open, and still no Mac spinning wheel of death on a base version of Mac. This is just insane. I've never seen or experienced something like this ever before. And I'm on my DaVinci RESOLVE. Now here is the thing. Let's see, can I add LUTs on it? And on a basic MacBook Pro, it has never happened. So yes, you will see that right now I have my timeline open and I have added LUTs to it. I've color graded this, and when I do playback, I have no problem even when I'm doing a playback. And these are all shot in 4K. Again, the timeline resolution shows that this is shot in 4K. So how is this getting even possible? I just do not have any clue. It's just so eye-opening, and it's so amazing to even watch this machine perform so good. So rendering has begun. We will see how much time it takes on a serious timeline, and you will see the progress yourself. By the way, just know that this computer is not connected to an external power. Usually when you used to do on a 15-inch or a 16-inch MacBook Pro, to make the dedicated graphics card work on your computer, you had to connect it to an external power. This is just running on my battery, the inbuilt battery. And that to me is a huge leap. For the last like a whole decade, this has never been possible, that a integrated GPU is doing all the rendering stuff, and it does not require external power for performance or anything. So there you go, guys. A 5-minute project that included color correction, removal of noise reduction. The noise reduction was 3 frames per second, and if you have 8 or 9 clips that requires noise reduction and you want to maintain the quality of that, my 15-inch MacBook Pro with the Radeon Pro 5500M was actually taking around about 46 minutes. This project was completed at 41 minutes in render time, and you will see that I've eliminated the grains and everything out here. Also, let's see whether, so you'll see all the motion graphics and everything is running on this project that I've just completed. It's actually a Swatron EB6 review. It's already there. All the transitions and all the effects are present, and this is just groundbreaking. So there you go, guys. If you guys want to know more about this or want to see more projects on the M1 Mac, I will post another video. In the next video, we are going to talk how many tabs you can open on a Mac. Can it handle up to 40 or 50 Google Chrome tabs and run Word and Excel and PowerPoint at the same time while all those tabs are open? This is incredibly fast. This is 2020. This is Apple Silicon M1 Mac, and I'm super excited that something like this, which is good, actually happened in 2020. If you like this presentation, comment down below what you think about it. What all tests do you want to see more? I will be happy enough to show you all those presentations, do all the stress tests, and present more stuff like this to you. Take care. See you folks on another episode. Till then, goodbye. Keep on watching.